class with the continuation of our previous lecture that we were discussing regarding accessory circumstances in connection with causa occasionalis, and that was in relation to analysis of case, in which I think I have started the discussion with this place that we were discussing in our last class regarding role of ascertainable physical constitution as an accessory circumstances during our case analysis, whether it will be included in our totality or we will keep it out of our totality in connection with accessory circumstances, in which Hahnemann has emphasized that we must take care of ascertainable physical constitution during our case taking, especially in case of chronic diseases. And few of the examples I have discussed in our last class. So little more I want to discuss you regarding this ascertainable physical constitution. And to understand this, just have a look on this slide. What is the importance of physical constitution? To understand this, we must have to understand these 2 points. And that will help you to understand it, to utilize it for the betterment of your patient as well as for your better understanding of homeopathic philosophy. So here first point is formation of constitution. When the constitution is being formed, at that point of time, what are the factors that are important to consider and what are the factors that take part in the formation of this constitution? And another important point is that during progression, when constitution is formed, well, it is one part. Then after that, throughout the life, someone's constitution doesn't remain same. And so for future and for further as the life progresses, there is changes in the constitution, and for these changes, certain factors are also important. And for this, the second part is these are the factors that take place that are responsible for changes afterwards or during the progression of this constitution. And both these factors will help you in your prescribing, in your understanding of your patient. So first, formation of constitution. During case taking, if we consider this, if a person is like this, then what are the possible factors that is responsible for this present state of the patient? Most important factor, you must take care these sequence in both the part, this part as well as this part. I have given this sequence also in an important of its implications. So this sequence is also important. So for formation of constitution, if someone is being developed at this stage, what are the factors responsible for that? Is the most important factor is the genetic influence, that the character we carry from our parents and they have carried from their parents. A genetic hierarchy that is going on. This is very important factor that give you an important clue to understand your patient. Next factor is environment, and especially this is the environment during intrauterine life. Another factor is diet, and the next factor is, the last factor is, or you can say in this sequence, is miasmatic influence. So each and every person, when he or she born, they must have these type of influence, these type of factors that are responsible in the formation of that child, in the formation of that baby, in the formation of that individual. And so we have to analyze the features of that person in these factors. If a person is having a different type of typical character in their parents, and whether the child is carrying this character or it is totally adverse to that, in these circumstances we have to find out that whether among these three factors is there any factor is responsible. Environment means not only this atmospheric environment during intrauterine life. This environment means all the situations, all the circumstances that a mother is facing during that pregnancy. Their emotional, their lifestyle, their habits, their diet, etc., etc. Dietary factor is especially I have highlighted because during pregnancy, most of the important factor is from the error of diet, and if that error of diet, if there is any type of deficiency, if there is any type of lacking, and that will produce a permanent damage in the child afterwards. We frequently hear in our medical classes that sometimes if we want to criticize someone by saying idiot, we generally don't use the word idiot. We just say that there is 0.5 milligram deficiency. This saying is enough to claim someone as idiot. And this is what? This is nothing but the deficiency of iodine in the diet during intrauterine life. And this 0.5 milligram deficiency will make the child permanently as idiotic child. In India, we frequently you must have witnessed during your gynae ops classes that we frequently supply them with certain type of folic acid, iron, and etc. Because these are very important factors that must be supplied to the mother, or any type of deficiency in these type will lead to a difference in the development of the constitution and formation of the constitution of the patient. Afterwards, this miasmatic role, it doesn't mean that this influence will be during intrauterine life. It may be, or it may be in this stage, that is from genetic influence. They may carry a miasmatic tint, a miasmatic flare-up, a miasmatic connection, and that will take part in the formation of this constitution in a different way. And for this, we have many type of observation in our clinic, that we say that if a patient, if a person looks like this character, it reflects towards this type of miasm. That I have discussed also during classroom teaching, that if a person is of Suric origin, they have a different type of feature. They have a different type of appearance. If a person is of psychotic origin, they have a different type of feature. Like Suric persons are mostly tall, slender, certain type of dirty looking. Even both of the extremes are there. Dirty looking is also, and very fair and handsome looking are also. Psychotic type of persons are mostly dwarfish, obese, very oily sweat, hairy skin. Unusual part is also hairy or hairy on unusual parts. Syphilitic type of persons, you will find that there is a dissimilarity in their appearance. The face and the ear, the face and the nose, the face and eyes, they are lacking in their perfect similarity. They will look asymmetrical. The formation of teeth having very carries from the very beginning. There is depression in the this nasal bridge, or you can say root of the nose. This bossing of forehead is also a very important factor for identifying a child in very earliest age that is having a syphilitic influence, bossing of forehead. And so many other features we can correlate it with that this person is, this child is, this individual is carrying this type of miasmatic heritage from the past or from the very beginning. Similarly, if we go through this part, we can also find that whatever physical constitution a person is born with, having a chances of getting influenced by these factors, and that will lead to a differences. If a child is born with, you can say, calcarea carb type, very flabby, fair, fatty, but afterwards, if they are not getting proper diet, afterward, if they are under malnutrition, if afterwards they have lacking in certain important dietary factors, like if they are lacking in protein, like if they are lacking in proper minerals, then what do you think? Afterwards, or at the age of 5 or 6 years, the child will remain as that. The child will remain as fair, fatty, and flabby. It will not remain. It will change it. Similarly, you can say nowadays that prolonged sitting, lack of physical activity, and all these important factors that in lifestyle that lead to different type of obesity or different type of deprivations in the child or in the person, and that again lead to changes in your lifestyle. Even in environmental, this lifestyle is also important for changing your constitutional tendencies, constitutional appearance. Environmental factor is also important. Certain type of environment, certain type of geographical area is very important for different type of appearance or different type of constitutional factor to give. If you just see the persons in our India, if I consider the person who is residing in, you can say, Kashmir or Punjab, on an average, just have a look on their appearance, their height, and just watch those persons residing in Orissa and Bengal. Watch their appearance and their height. You will find lots of differences. And they have their geographical factor that influences them. You must have gone to certain type of seaside during your holidays. 7 दिन समुद्र में नहाने के बाद गर्मी की छुट्टी में क्या आपका कलर अपीयरेंस एक जैसा रहता है? आओगे फिर ठीक हो जाएगा, नो डाउट. अगर आप वहाँ परमानेंटली जो लोग रह रहे हैं, दे हैव ए चेंज इन देयर परमानेंट अपीयरेंस. आप आने के बाद टैनिंग आपका तो ठीक हो जाएगा, बट वहाँ वही टैनिंग एक डिफरेंट टाइप ऑफ परमानेंट अपीयरेंस में चेंज हो सकता है अगर वो इन्फ्लुएंस, वो फैक्टर वहाँ से फिर चेंज नहीं हुआ तो. Again, afterwards, very important factor that is to be considered here is the illness. Many a time, many patient, after certain impact of certain either acute or chronic illness, their constitution changed grossly. For example, if you have, again, I am giving you the example of calcarea carb. Many a times, many authors have also mentioned in the Materia Medica that patient seemingly appeared as if calcarea fos type. I think you must have the difference between calcarea carb and calcarea fos in their physical appearance. You must have studied these two remedies. But seemingly appearing calcarea fos type child or person require calcarea carb. One of the very important factor is that if the child which was born as if fair, fatty, flabby calcarea carb type, and at the age of 1 or 2 or 3, if he or she had tuberculosis, if he or she had a severe illness, then after, if he is not getting proper treatment, the whole constitution changes, and this calcarea carb that was originally calcarea carb type may change into calcarea phos type. Their flabbiness was, they are now lean, thin. And even in this condition, as many authors says, if the patient looks like calcarea phos, but we prescribe calcarea carb, it is because of that their past relationship, because this is not original constitution of that person, rather it is changed due to the treatment. Many times we find that very good and well looking individuals after an episode of typhoid, or if there is a repeated attack of typhoid, and with non-homeopathic treatment of that typhoid, the person's constitution, the person's appearance, even the person's complexion change. One of the very important factor is also there is a gross hair loss that is being started after that illnesses. And these type of illness, these type of changes change the patient's constitution, patient's appearance, patient's physical constitution forever. It may be corrected, or many a times it remains after that. You must have read Pulsatilla that after a very severe illness during puberty, and then after the person change continuously in a very different situation, in a different appearance, and this first illness at that age is very important prescribing point for Pulsatilla also. So all these factors that are important for understanding the role of physical constitution while selecting a remedy. And this importance is given by Hahnemann, as well as it was very much emphasized in our profession by Dr. Herring, who have emphasized it in his Materia Medica, Guiding Symptoms. And they have mentioned in almost many, every polycrest remedy in the factor that suitable to this remedy is suitable to this type of appearance. For Pulsatilla, they have mentioned that blue-eyed complexions, this appearance, tendency to obesity. For Lycopodium, he has mentioned that the persons having wrinkled forehead, persons having this area is as if V-shaped, persons having lower part is slightly emaciated, upper part is slightly emaciated and lower part is semi-dropsical. For Nux vomica and Brania, they claim that as if cylindrical personality. If we find for Ammon Carp, Ammon Meur, they have a different type of personality that's opposite to the Lycopodium. Upper part is flabby and lower part is very thin or emaciated. If we find Marxol and nitric acid, the persons having brunette appearance, the persons having blonde appearance, these all are nothing but their physical constitution, their appearance. If you find Silesia, that called sandy hair girls and sandy hair persons, these are the important physical factors that prone one medicine to have a more affinity for those type of individual to develop this type of drug picture or a disease symptomatology very much suitable to, very much sensitive to this type of drug. Lots many more things are there that is giving you the importance of physical constitution to consider. Come here again, physical constitution to consider during the case taking of chronic disease especially. After this physical constitution, the important factor is moral and intellectual character. Now, as I have told you, in physical constitution, all those factors that is to be taken in the treatment one or two example I have given you, that you have to foresee that this is not the original, that I have told you the example of calcarea phos and calcarea carb. That means even if the patient is looking like calcarea phos, but the prescription will be calcarea carb, because the change is due to this factor, and that factor can be corrected with your prescriptions. Rest all the factors, majority of the examples I have given you, that this physical constitution will help you to correlate with the prescription, and that it will be included in your totality for final selection of your remedy. In case of moral and intellectual character, I will give you very two important criteria, that sometimes this moral and intellectual character is very important part of your case taking as well as your totality of symptoms. Or you can say it is one of the most important part, or a part of a highest importance in your totality. But there are places where this moral and intellectual character will not take part. These symptoms will not take part in the formation of your totality of symptoms. And that you have to understand very carefully. Many a times we take certain type of mental symptoms, we take type of certain type of mental and behavioral or symptoms of the patient in our case taking for formation of totality, but this totality is not giving us the proper result. Before going to details of this more further, I will advise you, those who have their textbook with you, just open aphorism number 16 footnote. Those who have their textbook, just open aphorism number 16 footnote. For those who don't have, I'm just reading for you. Aphorism number 16 footnote says that the 6th edition, most severe disease may be produced by sufficient disturbance of vital force through imagination, and also cured by the same means. This is very important for nowadays, for understanding, and especially for our case management and for our prescription also. Those diseases, those type of mental and emotional and behavioral conditions that patient is showing to you, we must have to differentiate whether these type of behavioral symptom, these type of mental symptom, these type of the character of the patient is due to some influence, whether it is social influence, whether it is cultural influence, whether it is religious influence, whether it is some other influence, or if it is the symptom of the patient itself. If it is the symptom that is from the other influences, you should never include in your totality. This is the biggest mistake that we sometimes do in our clinic, and we are not getting proper result, even our good matching of the totality. I'm not saying good simillimum, but you can say it is good matching of the totality, but we are not getting the proper result, because this is no doubt very prominent symptom, very prominent character of the symptoms of mind and disposition that we have matched for this remedy, but actually this is not the symptoms that is reflected by the patient's diseased state, patient's miasmatic influence, patient's self. It is a vicarious situation that patient has acquired, patient has influenced, patient has imposed on himself from other sources. And these factors are factors to be corrected. एक बार इस फैक्टर को फिर हम आपको बताएंगे. You must read, I think, aphorism number this 208. I will give you later on. Aphorism number 208. You must read with this what I am telling you regarding aphorism number 16 footnote. And here, this mental symptoms, this symptoms of his character, this symptom of his moral and behavior, they require moral remedy, not homeopathic remedy. This moral remedy, what Hahnemann has discussed in the footnote of aphorism number 17. That means they required correction. They required to be changed by proper advice to what nowadays we call as counseling or psychotherapy. So these things should be corrected, or along with it should be corrected, you have to differentiate it. You have to take it for correction, not for selection of the remedy. Your selection of remedy must be differentiated by these symptoms, and you should not include these symptoms in making your totality of symptoms. Otherwise, again, you will do the same call and you will not get the result. You have to separate it out for corrections, for proper advice, for counseling, for psychotherapy, not for selection of remedy. Two examples for this I will give you in your next class. Till then, you must study your aphorism number 208 and aphorism number 16 footnote. And again, I will advise you, just read psychology. If you have book of psychology, those who don't have, you can have your internet copy of psychology and read one chapter that is called personality. In the textbook of psychology, you must read a chapter personality. I will describe you in short detail in our next class. Chapter personality, and if you have time, you must read developmental psychology. These two chapters will help you to understand that this moral and intellectual character, along with this condition, what I say, 208. This aphorism number 208. To understand this, to utilize this properly, you must read these two chapters, and I will give you certain examples from clinical side matching with these two chapters, and to understand it, to utilize when you will include mental symptom in your totality, and certain criteria, certain time, certain situation that you will not include these type of symptom, and how to find that whether this symptom of mind required to be included in totality, or I have to keep it separate for counseling and psychotherapy. Right? So till then, anyone want to ask anything? We have still 2 minutes left. Final year student, anyone want to ask anything? Hello. भाई सब लोग जाग रहे हो, सो गए?
Yes, sir. We are listening.
इसको कुछ पूछना है?
No, sir.
अपना वॉइस, अपना ऑडियो, अपना वीडियो ऑन करके बात कर सकते हो. Anyone having any question?
Sir, I have a doubt.
जी बताइए।
हेलो सर, जो ऑटोसोमल डोमिनेंट डिजीजेज होती हैं उसमें द डिसऑर्डर कम फ्रॉम ईदर ऑफ द पेरेंट्स, या तो मदर से आएगा या फिर फादर से आएगा। तो कभी कभी अगर जैसे फैमिलियल हाइपर कोलेस्ट्रोलीमिया के केसेस होते हैं जिसमें मतलब फादर से ही मतलब की फैमिली से ही डिसऑर्डर मतलब पास हो रहा है जो पेशेंट में, तो उस केस में क्या हम मदर की इंट्रा यूट्राइन लाइफ को मतलब जो भी उनको सोचती है उनको कंसीडर करेंगे उस केस में?
बिल्कुल कंसिडर करेंगे उस केस में, और उस केस में अगर आप ड्यूरिंग प्रेगनेंसी, especially in the first trimester, if you will prescribe the proper remedy, there are
Yes, sir.
maximum chances। अब ये तो बैकवर्ड जाने की बात कर रहे हैं, बिकॉज अगर ऐसा कुछ है पहले से पता कि इस फैमिली में इस तरह की टेंडेंसी है और आने वाले बच्चे के अंदर इस तरह की कुछ डिस्टर्बेंस हो सकती है, if you can foresee that, then you must prescribe a remedy during pregnancy, especially in first trimester, and maximum chances are there that you can correct these type of disturbance in the forthcoming child। बट जब आ चुका है, बन चुका है, बच्चा ज़्यादा बड़ा हो चुका है, नाउ यू आर नॉट एबल टू करेक्ट दीज टाइप ऑफ जेनेटिक डिसऑर्डर, and certain type of factors or medicine you can correct afterwards, but it is a very limited options you have। But if you can assess it a priori, you can treat them during pregnancy, especially in first trimester, and then you can prohibit maximum genetic disorders from the child। Anything
Thank you,
else?
sir.
और कुछ? चलो ठीक है, ये दो जो चैप्टर बताया है इसको करके रखना है, फिर नेक्स्ट वीक मिलते हैं, बात करेंगे। थैंक यू वेरी मच।
सर
हाँ जी बोलो।
सर आपने बताया था कि फर्स्ट ट्राइमेस्टर में अगर
थोड़ा
हम
जोर
मदर
से,
को
आवाज नहीं आ रही है आपकी बेटा।
हेलो सर,
हाँ जी।
फर्स्ट प्राइम मिनिस्टर में अगर मदर को हम कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल मेडिसिन दे तो हम इनहिबिट कर सकते हैं ये जेनेटिक डिसऑर्डर्स, आपने बोला था ना सर?
जी
ये
मैक्सिमम
सर
चांसेस है इट इज।
ऑर्गेनॉन में
हाँ ऑर्गेनन में एफ्रोजम नंबर 284